All right, Nick. The Seattle Seahawks, a team that's kind of taken the league by storm a little bit. A lot of people counted them out. I know we counted them out at one point in time, but we have rolled back those notions. We're fully on the Seattle train at this point in time. And the captain of that train, none other than Geno Smith. He's been fantastic to this point. Probably honestly grading out as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL up to this point. We'll see if that can go on. But, people have been saying Geno's been waiting for his moment, waiting to break out. He never really got a fair shake. He seemed like he fit the Seahawks system. And maybe they're right. Maybe this is the time for Geno, and he certainly has been, making the most of his moment. But Seahawks fans, we were surprised by Geno Smith. We want to know, who were you surprised? What kind of player on the Seahawks team have you been the most surprised about so far this season? Who kind of like took you off guard a little bit? And you're like, man, this guy's a lot better player than I thought they were. Let us know in the comments below who has surprised you the most. But Nick, let's get into Geno Smith.
Yeah, so obviously, look, I was a big Drew Lock guy for a while. I've been proven to be a total idiot on that front. Geno Smith has absolutely done a fantastic job. The Seahawks are 2-2. They're scoring a lot of points offensively. They're doing a lot of good things, and Geno Smith is absolutely taking the league by storm. His numbers are off the chart. So this is according to the Seattle News Tribune. Talking about Geno Smith's rankings here in the entire NFL at the quarterback position. He is number one, first in completion percentage. He is fourth in yards per passing attempt. That's my favorite metric, by the way, because that measures efficiency, means you're not just dinking and dunking, you're taking shots down the field. He's sixth in touchdown passes to interception ratio. That's awesome. He's taking care of the football. And he's third in passer rating. Now, Miles, obviously, there is some concerns and questions like, well, is it just maybe DK Metcalf is back? Lockett looks good. It's what's going on here? What's the real secret? Is it the offense, or what's the deal here? Is it Waldron's offense? Well, Warren Sharp, who's one of the better analytics people on Twitter, if you don't follow him, I recommend it. So Warren Sharp had a really great tweet. And I'm going to throw this out to you here. He says, comparing Geno Smith to Russell Wilson in last year, Russell Wilson 2021, running the exact same offense with a lot of similar players. His rate of early down attempts thrown in rhythm. I know that's kind of a weird statistic, but that just tells you how confident, accurate, and in control the quarterback is. Geno is the sixth best in the NFL. Russell Wilson was ranked 33rd out of 42 last year. And then here's probably one of my favorite stats: attempting passes despite pressure. That means you're under pressure. Hey, you're just eating the sack or whatever. Geno Smith is the best in the NFL. Number one, hanging in the pocket, delivering throws down the field despite being under pressure. Russell Wilson was just around the NFL average. So you can make an argument, Miles, that by moving on from Russell Wilson and getting those draft picks, the Seattle Seahawks actually got an upgrade at the quarterback position, at least through the first 4 games of the season. Now, look, I'm not hating on Russell Wilson. I think he's a Hall of Famer. But how unbelievably great and how smart do the Seahawks look right now, sticking with Geno Smith at the quarterback position?
Yeah, no, this is an all-time big-time move. And Nick, that's not the only thing he's ranked first in. He's also ranked first out of all quarterbacks in PFF grade, graded
Wow.
out an 84.5 this season, 81.5 passing grade. But guess what? An 80.5 rushing grade. He's done it all. He's done it with his arm. He's done it with his legs. And, a guy that's basically 32 years old, he's about to be 32 here not too long. This is like a really surprising time to have a career renaissance, but I love it. I love it. He was so exciting in West Virginia at college. We've always known he was a great athlete. Obviously, like, it ran like a 4.5 40 or something like that, really fast for a quarterback. Great size, great speed, great arm talent coming out of West Virginia. And it took him a while to get to this point, but maybe, I think, Nick, maybe this is why we shouldn't count quarterbacks out so early on in their career. And this is not a great example, but it's just an example. Like, people talk about Mitch Trubisky went to the Bears, went to the Bills, went to the Steelers, and now it didn't work out. I will say it did not work out. But it doesn't seem so crazy that they give it a try now if you see examples like this. Geno Smith went to the Jets, went to somewhere else, ends up at Seahawks. And now they're like, okay, well, let's give them a try. And they don't seem so crazy anymore for giving them a try. It turned out to work really, really well. So I'm all aboard the Geno Smith Seahawks train. I want to see how far this thing can go.
Yeah, and I think the other interesting thing to remember, right, is he's doing this. It's not like it's the end of the season, right? Because sometimes at the end of the season, you're playing a team that's really banged up in the secondary, or maybe it's the very end of the season and a team that's, looking already clinched a bye or whatever. is resting their starters. So quarterback has a chance to put up some big numbers and really pad the stats a little bit. He's doing this early in the year against some quality opponents, right? The 49ers are an elite defense. We saw that. The Falcons aren't terrible. They're about average. Detroit's not great, but they're still not absolutely awful. They have players, Okuda, Hutchinson, right? And of course, the Denver Broncos, who, remember Geno Smith beat Russell Wilson head to head. The Broncos are a top-notch defense by their own right. So it's not like Geno Smith's putting up these numbers and these great grades against like scrubs late in the year, injured teams, things like that. He's doing it against quality competition in games that matter. And to me, that's what really impresses me, because that's one of the dynamics I think that I didn't think was going to be much of Geno Smith. I think most of his career, he was a backup guy, never got a lot of great chances for big time moments with the Jets and the Giants, because obviously they weren't good football teams. So the fact he's doing it early on in the year when the games are really matter, the Seahawks, they're tied for first in the division right now, believe it or not, the way that division is played out. Everyone's 2-2. I give a lot of credit for him because he proved me wrong 100%.